Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been forever. I have a really good excuse though. In October, me and my husband bought our first home and it was a new build and we love our home. It's beautiful. I have to show you guys my makeup room and everything, but we didn't have Wi-Fi from October to now, and today is January 12th. We just got Wi-Fi yesterday, so I was not able to edit, upload anything. I live in the country, so the service wasn't good, so I couldn't use my mobile hotspot. It was just a lot going on, and I could not upload, but we got Wi-Fi installed yesterday, and I just had to get back on camera. And of course, yesterday was the launch of the Fenty Beauty concealers and powders, so I figured what way to bring in 2019 on my YouTube channel than reviewing those products. I do love the Fenty foundation. I have a lot of Fenty stuff. I didn't realize how much stuff I have until last night. I was kind of putting everything together to try to pull a full face or as much as possible, and I'm like, wow, I have a lot of Fenty products. So today I'm going to be testing out the concealers. I bought 2 concealers and I am testing out the powder. So I am going to do my full face first impressions, and I will do a wear test throughout the day. I don't really have much planned, so I'll be around the house doing certain things. I think I am going to go to the gym a little later, so I may wear the makeup to the gym just to see how that withstands and everything, but I just want to get right into it, so let's go ahead and get started. So as you guys know, Fenty Beauty on January 11th, which was yesterday, Friday, released 50 shades of concealers and 8 shades of setting powders. You guys know she was a pioneer. Her first launch of the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation, she released 40 shades of foundation. Along with the concealer launch yesterday, she released 10 new shades of the Pro Filter Foundation. So there's 50 shades total of the foundation and the concealer, which is super awesome. And each concealer corresponds directly to the foundation shade number. So for me, I do have 2 of the foundations. I have 430 and 420. I tend to lean more towards 420 because 430 is a little bit red on me. Sometimes I do mix them, but I have the 420 foundation and I also have the 420 concealer, which complements but does not directly match the foundation, which I think is a great idea. So when she launched these concealers, she basically stated that you can get your corresponding tone, and if you're looking for a highlight, you can just go a step down. So I do follow Jackie Aina. She's one of my inspirations. We actually match on most of the foundations and concealers that I've ever tried, and she uses the shade 390 to highlight, but I found upon swatching in the store yesterday that 410 was a better complement for me. So I'm gonna do some swatch comparisons of some concealers that I already used, but first I just want to touch on what the concealer is for and what it's supposed to do. So, on Sephora's website, these concealers retail for $26. As I said before, it has 50 shades, and it says that it's a creamy, long wear, crease-proof liquid concealer with light as air, medium to full coverage that brightens under eyes and conceals blemishes and redness. This product is cruelty-free, so that's awesome. And you get, how much do you get in here? You get 0.27 fluid ounces. The foundation, I believe, is 1 fluid ounce even. The powder came in 8 shades of powders. Really amazing. They're supposed to be translucent powders. They're called the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. I got the shade Banana. I am kind of iffy about the powders just because I've seen some reviews, and I actually love the Luscious by Lynn powders. Those are like my new favorite powders, so those are all I use. So I'm definitely gonna try and test out this banana powder, and if I don't like it, I'm just gonna stick with the ACC Luscious by Lynn Cosmetics setting powders, because those work great for me. So let's do some swatch comparisons. First, I want to swatch the foundation with its corresponding concealer. So I have the shade 420 here, and I am going to swatch the concealer shade 420. Now let's see, on Sephora's website, 420 is described as for tan to deep skin with warm olive undertones. That is the concealer, and the foundation for tan to deep skin with warm undertones. So it seems like the undertone of the concealer and the foundation are a little different. So let's swatch the concealer. So we have the foundation here and the concealer here. So in comparison to me, the foundation seems very warm, very orange, whereas the concealer leans a little bit more neutral olive, which of course is how it's supposed to be. So now I'm going to swatch the concealers together side by side, the 410 and the 420. So this is 420 here, and this is 410. So this is the shade that I'll be using to highlight. And just to compare, I want to show you my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the color Chestnut, and my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in Deep Golden 60. Also my old Shape Tape. I don't use Shape Tape anymore. I don't support Tarte, but this is the shade Deep from Tarte, and I'm gonna compare that as well. And lastly, my Instant Age Rewind Concealer in Tan. So these are all the shades here. This is 420, this is 410, and here is the Born This Way Too Faced Concealer in Chestnut. So these are very similar. This is why I went with the 410 versus the 390 like Jackie Aina suggested, just because I know that this Too Faced concealer works great for highlighting for me. So when I was in Sephora, I actually swatched both of them to compare, and they seemed like a perfect match. And then here I have the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in Deep Golden 60. I think the new shade is like 42 or something like that. And then we have the Tarte Shape Tape here and the Maybelline Age Rewind in Tan. So the tones are very golden, everything is very similar, so I know that this color is already going to work great for me. Let's go ahead and get into application. I've already kind of moisturized my skin, and I used the Flower Beauty Supernova Celestial Skin Elixir. This foundation is super matte, so lately my skin's been a little bit on the dry side, so I wanted to make sure I moisturize my skin really good with kind of like an oil. And I am going to use the Soft Matte Primer from Fenty Beauty. They have a small bottle of that at Sephora, so I figured I'd go ahead and check it out. So I did use the Pro Filter Primer when I first bought the foundation because I got a sample of it, but I don't remember if I liked it or if it made a difference, so that's why I just went ahead and bought the small sample bottle. Now we're going to go in with 420. Now, like I said before, this pulls very orange on me for some reason. So be warned, just in case I look like an Oompa Loompa, you know why. I wish she would come out with a shade kind of between 420 and 430 that was a little bit more neutral, and then I would be amazed. But I'm sure it's Fenty Beauty, so we know she's gonna make it happen sooner or later. And I'm just gonna blend this in with my Shop Miss A Paw Paw blender. I'm so happy Rihanna came out with complexion products. I can't wait to see her come out with things like bronzers and blushes for deep skin. This is what we need, you know? A dependable brand that doesn't forget about us. Now the fun part, I get to play with the concealers. Now I'm going to go in with the 420 concealer and try to do a little spot concealing. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of blemishes, but we'll see. I'm gonna put some around my mouth. I guess I will put a little bit under my eye just to cancel out darkness before I highlight. Like I said, I normally don't do this, but for the sake of this video, I want to see how this kind of look would look if this is something I can do all the time. I'm just going to take my Morphe E20 and press that in. And the tone, yeah, the undertone is pretty different, but I can see how I could highlight with this. It just would not be a very bright highlight. It'll be a little bit more subtle, which is totally okay. Just depends on the look you're going for. I'm gonna hold off on setting it because I want to use the banana powder to set my eyes. So let's now go in with the shade 410 to highlight. And I'm really excited for this one. I really hope I like the formula because the color is a perfect match to the Too Faced and it's cheaper. Too Faced is $29, Fenty is $26. So if I can save money, I'm all for it. So I'm gonna do everything the same as I would normally do it. And this is a shade 410. They say a little goes a long way, so I'm going to try not to use too much. And just highlight. I love the applicator, very flat, but you can get a lot of surface area. Blends out pretty easy. Definitely medium coverage, I'd say. I'm gonna apply another layer just to see if it's buildable. I do have a lot of creasing under my eyes naturally. I have creases, so I'm interested to see if it'll get real creased up while I am applying my contour. But so far, I really like the color that I chose. I think it looks really good. So it is creasing on my eyelids, but I have hooded eyelids, so I expect all concealers to crease, even my P. Louise base creases on my eyelids. So that's not something that's a deal breaker for me. I'm gonna apply a little bit more just to see if it is buildable, but the coverage that I got was very nice with one coat. Oh yeah, that's definitely buildable. It looks a lot more opaque now. So let me get you guys a close-up real quick. So I'm getting real up close and personal here, but the concealer is sitting well on the eyes. Actually, not that much creasing under my eyes. You guys can see I have natural creasing under here and it's not settling in quite yet. It has settled in my lines on my eyelids, which I pretty much expected. I never not expect that. But I am going to apply my contour and everything and see how the creasing really looks. So it has settled in my lines a little more, as you guys can see, right in there. But when you have natural creasing, that is something to be expected. I don't know if you can see that. That's pretty much to be expected when you have natural creasing. So I'm just going to take my sponge and blend out that creasing, and it went right away. So now we're going to go in with powder. Now, as of recently, the way I set my under eyes is I set it with a pressed powder first and then go in with a translucent powder. So to make sure I do it both ways to see if the product is really good or not, I'm going to do my left side the way I normally do. So I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro powder in 240 and set it first. And then we're going to go in with the Fenty powder and pressing that under the eye. So now we're going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Touch Setting Powder in the shade Banana. I love the packaging, like gorgeous. I think this is so pretty. So it comes with this little protective cover so that when you open it, your powder does not go everywhere. That's great. So let me make sure all creases are gone on this side. And we're going to take my sponge, and I don't bake. So I'm not going to bake today. I'm just going to press it into the skin like I normally do. And this is the side that I did not set yet. I'll press this into the skin. Press it in on my forehead. I don't bake anymore, especially with this foundation because it is much more matte. So I didn't want to bake and then mess it up. Upon initial application, it looks okay. I can't really determine until I set it with setting spray, but this side looks a little bit more cakey than this side, but I do see in my monitor that it does give me more of a brightness, so that's good. Lines look great. There's a little bit less creasing on this side, actually, when I look at my lines, so that's good. We're going to put some Fenty Beauty Hustler Baby highlight on. That highlight popping. Let's spray the face. This is my e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. I always use this. So I'm just gonna set my face. We are going to top this look off with some lip liner and some Fenty Gloss Bomb. Love this gloss. This is the Fenty Glow. I have not gotten the Diamond Milk or the Fussy yet, but I want to. Alright guys, so this is the finished look with everything done. Let's zoom in so you guys can get an up close look at how my under eyes and my skin in general is looking. So we are zoomed in. I think my skin looks great. For some reason it's pulling super glowy. I don't know if it's the highlighter or the finish of the concealer, but I love the finish of the way my skin looks. I can say there is a little bit more creasing on this side of where my creases are versus this side. So we'll see how that holds up. Once again, this is the side that I set with my pressed powder first and then went in with the banana powder. And this is the side where I just set with the banana powder. So we will see how it holds up with oils and everything. Now what I want to do is do a quick flash test just to see if I'm really gonna like the powders, if I want to keep it, because like I said, I have a powder that I really love and does not steer me wrong. So let's see. So I have my camera, my iPhone. This is an iPhone XR, and I'm going to turn on the flash and take my picture as I normally do. It definitely does not have any flashback. I'll put the picture that I took right here. It does not have any flashback. I think it actually looks pretty good. Is it better than my ACC Cosmetics? I don't know yet, but we're going to see how this foundation holds up, the foundation, the concealer, and the powders. If I get super oily, anything like that, I will definitely be doing check-ins throughout the day. It is about 12:43 right now, so I will be back in about an hour or two just to show you guys how everything is going so far. but so far I do like all the products. So I'll be back in a little bit, okay? So I wanted to show you guys how my face looks on my phone. This is my front camera, but it actually picks up a lot of definition. So as you can see, I have a little bit of creasing right there. Not as much on this side, but I think my face looks very good. If I could change anything, it'd probably be the color of the foundation. I feel like the color of the foundation is very red on me. If I could find one that was more neutral, I would love it. But so far, I do like the concealer and the powder. It's actually working pretty well for me. This is a check-in on my phone. It's 2:08 right now. I've just been sitting in here editing my wash and go routine video. So I haven't really been doing much, and you can see it's a little, my nose is a little shiny, but of course that always gets shiny. The actual foundation doesn't look that bad. I can see some shininess right around my nose, and it's only been about an hour and a half, so I'm gonna keep wearing it, keep updating you guys, but I just want to let you know it does seem like I have a little bit more creasing, more prominent creasing under the eyes, which is a little bit of a bummer, but we'll see. I forgot to show you guys how the foundation looks in natural light. I'm outside my front door right now, and this is how it's looking. Looks good. I keep saying foundation, the concealer, but this is an hour in. It looks okay, not too bad. Hey guys, I am checking in. It is about 5:14. I've been wearing this since about 12:45, so a little over 4 hours or so. This is what my face is looking like. As you guys can see, pretty oily in the T-zone. Got pretty oily pretty early, actually. And I might chalk that up to the primer just because I don't use that primer normally, and I know with certain primers and everything, the Fenty foundation does tend to last longer. So I chalk that up to the primer, not necessarily to the products. The powders, maybe. I did not use a whole lot of powder because I don't normally bake, so maybe if I would have baked, it would have been a little better. But one thing that stands out to me in particular is my smile lines. I never get smile lines, but for some reason, my smile lines are very accentuated with this makeup. I'll show you guys. So we're up a little closer. You can see right there, my smile lines are pretty prominent there. And I did use the concealer around my mouth. I used 420, so the fact that it says crease proof, I don't know about that. And my under eyes are pretty creased as well. Now I'm just gonna see if the powder will touch up everything good, because I'm about to do a workout. So after I do that, I'll come back and update you guys. But we're gonna use some powder and just see if it's able to be touched up okay. And press that in. So that's me all touched up. Let me look a little closer. It doesn't look bad at all once you touch up. It does not look bad at all. So this powder is touch upable. Other than that, that was the only part of my face that got greasy. Other than the smile lines, so far so good. So I'm going to go work out real quick, and then I'll come back, because after that I'll probably just take a shower and wash my face and everything. So I will be back in a little bit, and just to keep you posted, my eyes, if you guys can see, super creased, like, you know, I have hooded lids, so they're crease central there, but whatever. Haven't done anything, been home all day. Okay, so I'll be back in a little bit once I do my workout. All right, guys, I am back from working out. my skin actually looks pretty good. I was sweating. I have pictures of me sweating, so I actually was sweating. I didn't wipe my face or anything because clearly I'm wearing makeup. I'm not trying to disturb the product any more than it's already being disturbed. But I got a little bit more greasy again after I bought, and my under eyes got worse. So these are my final thoughts on everything. The concealers I actually do like. I know I have creasing just because I have natural creases under my eyes, so that is not a big deal to me. But to me, the powder is not revolutionary. Although it is a good powder, there's no flashback. It's an average powder. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. I think the novelty in this would be getting the other colors, because those colors are so unique. You don't see many brands coming out with colors like those, especially the darkest one. I think it's called Coffee. There's like a hazelnut honey. There's a lot of different shades. So I think for people that like to set their face, the remainder of their face with loose powder, I think these would be a great investment. For me, under the eyes, I'm gonna stick with my Luscious by Lynn powders. I love those. They work for me. They keep me matte, actually more matte than this one kept me. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about the powders. Concealers I do like. I would definitely use it again with a different foundation, since I don't use the Fenty foundation all the time. My favorite foundation, I lean between the Nourishing Waterproof Foundation from MAC and the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. Sometimes I mix those. So that's where I am on all the Fenty products that I tried today. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think my skin looks awesome, it looks bad. I definitely don't think I would use the concealer to prime my eyelids, because this is a creasy mess up here, like it's bad. But I would definitely use the concealers again. I will definitely keep them in rotation with my Tarte Shape Tape and my Age Rewind, and just make sure I use my good setting powders to set under my eyes and everything like that, and I should be good. So yeah, I'm going to take this makeup off because I just am ready to. I've been sweating. I'm ready to take a shower and relax. Let me know below what else you guys want to see, if you have any other questions or anything like that. So other than that, I am out of here. Thank you guys again for watching as always, and I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye.